evening.
Good evening.
And I just love being in the presence of creatives. And this community is amazing. And the way you all have shown up for Rashad, I appreciate it.
Yes. Yay.
So my name is Nina Ladon, the Director of Culture here at Eaton Hotel. And with that, I have the pleasure of curating art, the library here in the entire hotel, and working with some of my colleagues for exclusive programming and various things here between the hotel side and our Eaton House Art Creators co-working space, which is next door. We do have a number of events that I couldn't even begin to tell you all about. And with that, one other thing, he not only curated a drink and all the art, there's a playlist.
Yes,
so
we said that.
You have access to 11 hours of inspiring music.
Oh, wow. It's 11? It was that long? Is it what's playing now? It's playing. It's been playing. That's what's been playing.
Welcome to my world.
Be immersed into the world of Rashad Ali Muhammad in conversation tonight with Gia Harewood of Geometric Art.
Thank you so much, Nina. Thank you so much, Nina. Thank you all. Thank you. That's awesome. Before we go any further, we have to thank Nina for the amazing support. Nina and all the Eaton staff, the engineering department alone, my gosh, Pete, the director of programming, and just everybody. Like, when I tell you, whew.
Yeah. We've been putting some hours in.
Oh my gosh.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
But this is so, like, we're here. Like, we knew it was coming.
And it came, and it is here, and absolutely.
It's here. So thank you so much, Rashad. This is the third time that we're working together, but your first solo that I'm getting a chance to curate. And as people know, Rashad does a lot. I just learned that he used to be a bartender.
Jack of all trades.
Of all the things.
Okay.
So for me, it was important to put together an exhibition that captured that Rashad energy when you walk in. So I'm hoping that the people that know him could say, this is it. I also want to acknowledge the indigenous people and, you know, the enslaved labor that has helped build the spaces that we are in. Maybe not Eaton Hotel, but where we're sitting. You understand what I'm saying? So to begin tonight, could you, Rashad, even though people know maybe a little about you, could you please share a brief story about your name? How'd you get it, or is there any significance, any parts of it? I like to begin artist talks in a way, if anybody knows me, they know I love story, and I love, you know, narrative, and it's important to me to ground what we do in who we are.
Yeah.
Please tell us a short name story.
Yeah, so of course my family knows. My name would have been Mubarak. My brothers and sisters saved me from that, but also while I was a child, my mom, when she was like looking at me, giving me the name, she said Mubarak, and nothing. And so she said Rashad, and I was like, what did I yawn or move around, something?
Mom is right here,
and
the green.
that was the moment. So that's where Rashad was bestowed upon me. Yeah.
What does it mean?
Thinker and counselor, rightly guided. That's the vibe, and clearly I've been guided greatly. So,
all right.
The namesake works, you know.
Okay. So where did you grow up? And tell us a little bit about the family, siblings.
Yes. So I am the baby of 5. We are a blended family. This is from 2014 from my.
Put that mic closer.
Oh, closer. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, better. Okay. Grew up in Clinton, Maryland. I've moved all around the DMV area, lived in DC, lived in Virginia. We're here now. And I went to American University in DC, and I studied graphic design. And, yes, I'm an AU alum. Yeah, that's it, you know.
Okay. That next slide, you talk about, in this exhibition, expanding your spiritual practice and connecting to something that you have not experienced before. Did spirituality impact your early years? Basically, what did spirituality, how did it show up for you growing up and even now?
Yeah, so I grew up in a Muslim home, denoted by my name, which a lot of people were like, are you Muslim? So currently I am not. But I grew up in a Muslim home, but then, you know, my teenage years, you start to really think and expand and explore what it is you're interested in, or just what are the different things and ways people exist and be in the world. And so it's, you know, we're always becoming, so it's always a journey of learning. But I think at that time I was really getting into Buddhist principles, and that's really been like a grounding force in my existence now. And I'd say more so after going to Africa, I know we'll talk about that a little later.
Yes.
That's really when my spiritual practice kind of took root a little bit more, and I got more engaged in thinking more. When I think about spirituality, I really think about energy, and that's really where I'm rooted in how I move through the world. So,
right.
Yeah.
When did you start? So you grew up in a Muslim home, and now claim maybe a more spiritual,
like a spiritual gumbo, little like pull here and there, little sprinkles of this.
When did that start to percolate for you?
I guess it's always been like the gumbo early was just like I'm building the roux, and then I think probably in the 20s was party time. It was like spirituality.
There was no spirituality.
Like okay, sure.
You needed Allah and Jesus all in the
all the things all the time. And then probably more so into my 30s, that's when I started to, I'm 35, 30s is when I really started to get more grounded and like really pay attention to the principles and the teachings from different practices and what resonates with me versus, you know, I was like, y'all keep that, but you know.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of folks would know. I mean, maybe your last name would lead them to believe, right? But I'm not sure if anyone's ever asked you. Know, I don't know if that's an appropriate question.
It's not an appropriate question, but people ask me all the time.
What do they ask you?
Oh, I was in an Uber, and the man saw my name. He was like from, I believe, one of the stands. Sorry, y'all. I don't know if that's rude or not. Sorry, but he was like, "Oh, you're a Muslim." Da 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 da. And I was like, I just listened to him talk because I did not feel like going in on him because I do not like when people assume.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, people do ask.
What would be an appropriate way for somebody to broach that conversation with someone whose name they'll, you know, that's just your, you know, just for you, right? I always, you know, I love to educate. But if someone wanted to ask someone else about their faith,
if I was asking someone, I'd be like, "Oh, well, what do you practice?" Or, well, first of all, if I just saw the name, I'm like, "Oh, I love your name. Tell me more about your name.
Tell me more about your
What's
name.
What's this about?" And then from the conversation, I'll be able to pick up what they're putting down, and I can kind of figure out the way to massage that into the conversation if I'm interested.
If you're interested.
But you know, I'm typically not interested because it's not in the sense of like I don't care, but more so I'm not thinking about people's responses to things in terms of their religion, or more so, like I said, I'm thinking about the energy of the person.
Yeah.
And if I was interested to learn more about them and their perspectives and their reasons behind their, like, you know, what they say or how they do things, then I'd be like, "Oh, what do you practice?" and things like that.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
for sure. Right. Just always looking to give folks bridges into dialogue, which can sometimes be tricky dialogue. So thank you. Mm-hmm. Say more about that. Or, oh, tell me more about your name. Or I'm noticing that, right? I love it. So let's get into this work now.
Wait, okay, sure. Is that getting into the word?
Is that getting into the word? Well, I mean, it's a word, right? It's kind of a word. It's a word. No, but this is, I'm
still, we're still getting there.
We're gonna get to the word. Mm-hmm. But in terms of your practice, you describe yourself as a holistic creative. So on the way there, I'm wanting to know, how did you first get to that place of full acceptance amidst negative messages about being Black, being queer, you're right? Like all of these messages, but at the same time, being holistic to me implies accepting all the parts of yourself, right? And so how did you come to that place in the midst of all the negativity that we, in this country in particular, are surrounded by?
Yeah, what a poignant question, Gia. It all one, I will say my parents, they're very, growing up, very super supportive, very focused on developing your mind and developing how you think and use your brain to like create, no negative thinking kind of thing and always positive stuff. But then also, so that always rooted there is like, I've always had a great sense of self.
Yeah.
And so I think as I grew older, and especially, you know, being bullied and then understanding that kind of digging out of that when you're older and like, I'm T. Like also at the time, I will say this, my fashion in high school was not giving. It was, I was not that girl. And I learned fashion, I learned these things, and I learned what I liked.
So right, so being able
came.
to transition, like to figure that out.
Right. And so I'll say, it's so many different moments, but I will say one, specifically therapy too, that just helped me as, be more emotive and not say control my emotions, but re-regulate it and understand that actually, you know, there's no bad emotions, because at the time, I went to therapy because two of my exes said I had an anger problem. And so I can be a very aggressive person, but they were saying I'm angry. And I was like, well, what's that? I don't know how to help myself to figure out my anger. And so my therapist was like, no, it's, you know, anger is an emotion, just like everything else. It's just a matter of how you regulate it. It's like, accept it, that it's there. Don't try to like push it out or anything like that. So working with the therapist and getting my emotions together, that was one moment. And then also my partner, Lake. So Lake is, if I'm the fist, he's the like, the hug, the gentle caress. Okay. So he kind of helps smooth out my sides. He's more expressive. He says the 5D, I'm the 3D. He thinks a little bit more emotionally, more mentally. And so those things kind of form together of like being more emotive, one, but then also my partner does drag. And so being immersed into the drag scene is really like, you see people doing what they gotta do because this is who they are expressing themselves to be. When I started getting immersed in that culture a lot more, I was like, baby, I should be doing this every day. Why not? And so, especially like we watch a lot of RuPaul, and so one of the things RuPaul talks about is kind of like being authentic and bringing your full self all the time and bringing all the parts of yourself. And so actually I went to a lecture at Adobe Max in LA for a design conference, and this she's an artist and illustrator. Her name is Lacey Jordan. Great work. She's out in LA. And she's like from the South, and in being in LA from the South is like, you know, she has her accent and she has a certain warmness. And so like she's very different in the corporate rooms that she's in, but she's always herself in the rooms. And that's those are those things that people remember. And so I was like, you know what? Baby, I'm giving you all of me all the time. And if you have an issue, then you're not for me. And that's it. And so,
Which makes the picture make sense a little bit more.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I'll say, well, there's further in the conversation, we'll get into the divine feminine and masculine, but yeah.
But that idea, right, thinking about, like W.E.B. Du Bois in The Souls of Black Folk talks about a double consciousness, this idea that Black people in particular are constantly living, knowing themselves, but then also knowing how they're appearing from the outside, right? And that it could be sometimes a negative burden. And I appreciate as we've been talking, you're talking about knowing those sides, but then also just bringing them together in this really beautiful way. Like you're exploring what drag seemed to symbolize to you was a certain freedom. That's why I really appreciated that story, particularly about RuPaul, right? Like there's this fullness that you wanted to also inhabit. Do I have that right?
Absolutely. You got it.
Okay.
What?
So then, with Blackness, how did
How to what?
Because you call yourself, I'm pulling apart the holistic creative, like you were very specific with that language. And so, and then knowing that it is a journey to come to that space of being holistic and being creative and being, this Black man. Let's talk about some of the experiences that you had.
Oh yeah. At least you transitions. Oh, that was good. So at the end of 20, yes,
I know some
you
things.
do this. Absolutely. I was like,
I'm new to the.
yeah. I was like, where's she going?
This is not my first rodeo.
Absolutely. So at the end of 2019, I went to West Africa, Ghana, Togo, and Benin, and two of the like main experiences that I experienced that changed my world. One, so this is the Cape Coast in Ghana, the slave castle. And so when we were there, the tour guide, he took us down into this is the male slave dungeon, and he reenacted the moments, like what it would feel like, what was kind of talking through the space. And in that moment, it's like, I've always been spiritually aware. So it's kind of like, when I was down there, like I felt the heaviness, I felt like when I was there, I saw like figures in like their shadows. And so I could hear them calling to me, but like calling my name. And then like, I was like killed over on the wall, trying not to like fall down. But then, so that specific moment just made me really understand like, this is where we came from. There is no reason to doubt anything you're doing, to have the strength to be like, baby, we came from this, like, go at it, go for it, do whatever you want to do, and go at it full gusto. And so that was that one moment. But then the other one, we were in the floating city of Ganvi in Benin. So Ganvi, or Benin, is like the voodoo capital of, I don't know if it's Africa, but anyway, we'll say the voodoo capital. And so we were there during the voodoo festival, and so we also, we had the opportunity to have like a voodoo ceremony. Okay. And so I was like, sure, I'm into it, give him the tea. And so the voodoo priest told me two things. One was like, live in the light. And so for that, I was like, be positive. Understanding that we do have a shadow side and a light side is just really, one, as I've like synthesized that later, it's like really being in balance with the two. And I'll say at that time, I was a little, a little nasty girl. Like in a, like mean, like a little mean girl.
Well, you did say you had a whole anger thing.
All right, Gia, not too much.
I mean.
Okay, wait.
Did he say that?
I did say that.
I mean, he did say that, right?
I did say that. But yeah, so there was that. And so learning to be more in balance and being a light. So, but then the second thing, which was like, okay. So I don't know if it was lost in translation because we had a translator. So the priest said, there was a woman inside that's trying to get out. And I said, oh. And so there was another person there with me in the group, and I looked at him, I was like, did he say that he was
Is there he said?
I don't know. And so I was like, what is he saying?
Right.
So I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm not trans. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
So
like, what does that mean?
From synthesizing that over time and thinking about it, is really what I took from it was understanding to be in balance with the masculine and the feminine energies that we all have. And so it's really, that's been like a game changer for me of like, even friends of mine, when we went on group trips before, they would always call me the mom of the group, or like, I'd be like, I'm the dad, but they'd be like, no, you're like a mom. And so it's like, but it's like, but like learning, thinking about it back, and also my partner like kind of being a mirror for me too, is kind of talking about the energy of a woman, or feminine energy, is like that nurturing, that you want everybody to be good, and you want all the things, but then I have the masculine energy too. I'm like, I'm gonna come at you. Right. My dad's energy is very strong in the family, okay? We're very passionate people. Yes. And so it's really understanding how to be in balance with those. And I think as I've like the person I am today, well, one, I love me today. It's really understanding.
We love you too.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I love you all.
Yeah. But that
that self knowledge, and really dissecting and doing the self work to understand who I am, but also who I want to be, who I want to show up for other people, and kind of having that nurturing parental energy, and I can do both things. I can be inspire, I can, you know, uplift you, but also I can give you the tea as you need to hear it, but then I also can give it in a nice, calm, like, way you can digest it, you know, in a,
That holistic creative, so I appreciate you unpacking that in that way. Actually, and as a little side note, right, as you're talking about various emotions from anger, you did say that, right? I wanted to point that out because, just as a sidebar, everybody in the room, when language and this is just little Gia's, it's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life now. When the words, particularly in this country, when people say, oh my gosh, and then I got emotional, they are talking about what? They're usually talking about sadness, tears and sadness. And it's a feminized energy, right? I got so emotional. Oh, they were so emotional. Oh my gosh, I saw this thing. Oh, and then he got emotional. But even in our conversation, I want us to recognize that there's a range of emotion, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And anger.
It's an emotion.
Fear, right? Like, think about emotions. And so it's my little personal campaign to try to pick apart that idea that humans have access to a range of emotions. Yes. And so what I also hear in your being a holistic creative is that you're able to tap in and you're willing to explore the range, right? There's a spectrum of emotion. And so whenever you all hear it, and I know sometimes you say it yourself, think about what is it that you're actually saying. And instead of saying emotional, just say, I was teary, I was sad, or I felt, I got choked up. Be more specific.
Intention.
Be more specific with that word emotional. Just pay attention, because you're going to be in a meeting tomorrow, or be at the dinner table. You'll be like, oh, okay, that's what Gia was talking about. A little sidebar. That's all. your little PSA, what is it? Like the more you know.
Oh yeah.
I was trying to say, the more you know. Public service announcement. All right. We're going to make space for audience questions. So this next one, now, like, we see you as a holistic creative, and we learned that you were a whole bartender beforehand. But the bartender, right? But tell us a little bit about your early work.
Yeah.
How did we get discuss some of this work?
So if you don't know, I've been a professional artist since about 2015, 2016, and I've dabbled. So, one at the top, I'm a graphic designer full time, and I freelance. So if you need me, if you can afford me, there is that. Know your value.
Oh my goodness gracious!
But then I also was a photographer. Studio photography was like my thing, and so this photo here specifically was like a style I was working in, like doing hyper realistic editing to make it more, little, you get the wiggles, get the jiggles, let them feel it in your body. And so I haven't explored my sensual side as of late, but I'm gonna come back to it eventually. And so at the top, that is my work around 2016, 2017 when I switched to painting. And that's when I was really known for my gold leaf hair, think about the crowns and celebrating Black folk. Then, let's see, this guy here, some people say he looks like Prince. That's when I was exploring like the NFTs and like going into digital and doing more video work. I don't know if, Nina, can you like restart that slide again?
Oh, because it moved?
Does it move? Video.
Oh, because it moves.
Yeah. So, I do video, I do a lot of things. And I've done sound for these as well that has like a sound bathy energy, working on sound design. But then collaging, I switched to collaging in 2019 after my trip to Africa. That's when everything like really came together and coalesced, and I started digging into the collaging. So I have two distinct styles: the flower petal, the abstract flower. Yes, that's where you met me. That was like 2021, 2022, and then now I'm moving more and kind of incorporating the flower petals into the collages, and then I'm moving more in other ways as well, and then also the traffic boxes I do, using my design aesthetics, you know,
So
layering, colorful.
Sorry, where is that traffic box?
That one is on East Capitol, and I forgot the other cross street. But I have about seven in this area. One in Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah. Kenilworth Avenue.
Wait, there's one in Tennessee?
Yes, Tennessee.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Did you all know that? How much did everybody? I mean,
They be knowing.
Not everybody knows.
Well, not everybody knows, but
so
people
let's
be knowing.
share. This is why I'm doing the thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, graphic designer, exploring art, and then were you kind of deep into this practice when you got these calls to do the traffic box? Like how do?
Oh, Gia, baby, I be Googling the house down boots on like art calls all the time. I'm like,
Okay.
I'm always searching for the things. And so, you know.
And then you submit.
I submit. And so like the traffic boxes, really the part of the reason I applied for them because they paid. And so I was like, you know,
Okay.
most of them like 500. I think the one in Tennessee was like 650.
I love
So,
that
so
you're in
but I'm like,
Tennessee.
yeah, I'm, you know.
Who's this plant in the?
I mean, you know, my good business girly Kareem, Mr.
Okay.
Bake. Yeah,
I
you
love
know,
that.
Business girls that stick
Boston.
together.
Is there one in Boston and one in Dallas?
There's
Is that
not
what we're
one in
saying?
Boston, Dallas, but they will be
Okay.
coming. There will.
Okay.
He's manifesting
All right.
them to come.
Manifestation.
Yes.
All right. Audience.
But he has artwork in Texas.
Oh, I do. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. I got
We
you.
forget so much because we do so much.
Absolutely.
We forget all the work that we have out there.
Is the we, I'm assuming the we is you. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So
Y'all
then,
better
how
sell
did
me.
you then transition to the work that we see now?
Oh yes. So the Strathmore, so the work, the wall work, the representational pieces with the people with the masks.
Yeah.
If some of you know that show was at the Strathmore, and so originally they had asked me to do a show with Jordan Wine, do an intersection show with us having solo shows at the same time and see the conversation that they have. And at the time they asked me to do, they knew my flower petal work, the abstract
Right.
only.
Right.
And I was like, well, I don't want to do that. So like, I really don't do that unless it's like commercial work because it's very time consuming.
The flower petals.
The flower petals only,
Yeah.
like it's, ooh girl. And so when I started to think about the exhibition I wanted to create, I was exploring and trying some different things. And at the time I was really researching and going to see a lot of Alma Thomas's work. And so that was really an inspiration. And somebody, like a more established artist mentioned to me, is like with my flower petal abstract, she was like, well, what if you do something more loose with the petals and more like white space? And so I was like, okay, I'll take that.
Pause for a second, because you mentioned Alma Thomas,
Yes.
and not everybody knows who that is.
Oh, yeah.
So give us, like, what was inspiring, sort of capture what Alma Thomas's style is, and
Got
then
it.
what did you pull from that?
Ooh, okay, don't quote me now.
No,
Okay,
but just
no,
for
no.
you, like what
Okay.
spoke to you personally.
Oh,
you don't
oh,
have to, right?
okay,
Like
got
Alma
it. Okay,
Thomas,
I'm like, girl, I don't know all the background.
DC,
But yeah, she's DC, yeah. all the
based
things.
artist. If you
Yes.
don't know Alma Thomas, amazing. What I love about her story is that she started.
Late. Like,
She
well,
started in her
in her-
70s.
yeah.
She was a whole educator and then started exploring art with paint in her 70s.
Yes.
And blew up.
Blew up, baby.
So
Absolutely.
Alma, A-L-M-A, if you don't know that artist, take a look. So what spoke to you about her style?
So her style, I was starting and really trying to get my mind around abstract work because a lot of my work to that point was very representational.
Okay.
Representational, if you don't know, is like figurative. There's people, you see
Like
a
all the
person.
stuff that we just saw
Yes.
in the previous slide?
Yes.
Okay.
And so when I was looking at her work, I liked the layering that she did, and like I went to like the curatorial talks and listening to the conversation around how she put them together, and like how she was inspired by nature and space and all of these things. And so I was thinking about, and then closer to the progression, closer to the end of her progression, or like, you know, before she passed away, she started doing this like layering where she painted the surface before, and then she did her like her, I don't know if they're called them spots or markings on top of it. Stripes.
I
Yeah.
often hear about Alma's stripes.
Yes. Oh yeah, she would paint that way. And so I was thinking about that, and that's how kind of thinking about the veil and thinking about the people being interspersed amongst the petals and kind of like they're in but they're out, or can you tell what level they are with the petals? So yeah, that's where that inspiration came from for Alma Thomas.
And in terms of then you wanting to add, like how did you even come to adding
The masks.
the
and such.
masks? Yeah.
Yeah, so actually, literally, as I was doing the pieces, the masks weren't on, and so I was like, something was missing, and I was like, something's not right. And I happened to see a friend had an Instagram story of Ernest Shaw. He's an artist in Baltimore, and it was an exhibition where he had drew masks on like these black figures of, I think, probably photography, and I was like, I love how he did that.
Yes.
I need to take it my way and do it, everything, nothing's new. Everything's just your interpretation of it. So I was like, I took that and like his felt more raw and more like just gestural. I'm a little more specific as a person sometimes.
Yeah.
I try to be a little loose, but so I thought of like, okay, add these masks to the figures, and then I thought about it. So the color palettes are inspired by gemstones and crystals, and thinking about, so at the time when we were doing the exhibition, the other artists, her work is a lot about prisms and like rainbows. And I was like, I'm gay, I don't want to do rainbow color palettes. That's too on the nose. And so I was like, how can I bring color without being so obvious? And so that's where the crystals came from. Literal, yeah. And so that's where the whole spiritual side started to kick in. I was like, okay, crystals and these things are talking about the energy and all that stuff. So then I thought of like the masquerades, and so masquerades in West Africa is when if you've seen, well, from that picture that was up here before, that was a masquerade he had on or whoever was under there had on the outfit, and they're invoking the spirit of whoever they're, trying to invoke. And so I thought about that in terms of people, these figures invoking the spirit of those crystals and taking on the energies of, abundance and all the things and whatever. And so then on top of that, I added the jewelry to the eyes. That's like so I'm an empath, and so like when I'm connecting with people, like I really connect through the eyes. And so like I really wanted to strip their like personitude away. So you're really taking in the energy of the person as opposed to like really connecting with this specific person. It can be anyone. It's just a matter of connecting to their energy. Yeah. And then there's
various emotions.
That'd be my thing. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then go ahead. I didn't.
I was gonna say the circles, the mandalas, was like, well, honestly, that came because they said during the Strathmore show, like abstracts sell more, and so I was like, okay, well, let me do a little abstract, and here we go. And it's like I was just, adding onto the spiritual side, doing the mandalas, like meditative and connecting to something more. So yeah.
So then how do you address, right, because you talk about that trip to Africa, to West Africa, being very influential on you, just personally, on your practice, and then even using masks and there's a print, there's levels of African heritage that seems to flow through this work. But how then do you address the critiques that these are really not African masks or, not African designs, right? I love African print, right? And then there's often a popular culture critique that it's like, there's a whole other, like that's not actually this, or you're not really honoring that, or this is, how would you address this idea that Africa is a diverse continent and this risks misrepresenting its vast cultures and their significance?
Well, first of all, I tell them to shut up. No, I'm sorry. No.
I believe that.
But yeah, that's believable. But no, I really would say that because as an African American, it is our lineage that we are connecting to. So there's no one, and also Africa is not a monolith. So there's so many different cultures. So there's so many different ways of so many different aesthetics. And so think about that also just as an African American. And I use the word lost a lot, or when I'm thinking about these connecting to our lost lineage and thinking about where I say lost because I feel like we're searching, for me, I'm like searching and trying to find something to connect to. Like part of why I went to Africa is like I've always felt a calling. I need to go to Africa to like feel
Yeah.
the energy. And so I would say to the critique is more so is African inspired, but it's a
Inspired.
lens of an African American that has, there's so much culture and, you know, just, I don't want to say all the little mishigas, but all the stuff that's
Yeah.
packed in with being an African American and the bringing all the things together, coalescing that, and like, so I'm reconnecting with the energies of Africa, but it's like through an African American lens. So yeah.
And it's through it's your interpretation. But you
Yeah.
know, come on, I have to do my due diligence.
Of course.
And ask those questions,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
hard
yeah.
questions. And so there are some prices actually.
Oh yes.
If you all scan the QR codes, they're out in the hallway. But there are some prices that are repetitive numbers, like 11111, 222.
Nothing's 1-1.
Oh, sorry.
No. It's 4. Okay. Yes, there are. So to answer your question,
I didn't even get to ask the question. But clearly you already know.
yes.
Please explain the meaning behind these and some of the titles. I think you already spoke to some of the titles
Yeah.
already.
So the numbers, the repetitive numbers, are inspired by angel numbers, and so going along with the theme of spirituality.
What's an
so
angel number?
I was
I'm so
getting
sorry.
to it. I was getting to it. So angel numbers are like I'd like to think of them as spiritual synchronicities. So if you see like 111 or 22, that's why she said 1111. I know. So imagine I was telling a friend today because he hadn't known. So it's like imagine you're thinking about starting a business and you're like, you keep ruminating, and you just happen to be like, oh, 222. It's like maybe it's
222.
Yeah, and you're like, that's a moment to be like, step into it and do your thing, and go forward with that idea. So it's really those. It's kind of, for me, it also started with like thinking about if people are always asking, you know, the energy, God, or the universe, however you want to call it, for signs. I'm always attuned to the signs, and that is a sign to see. Another one that I see a lot, and I think this is for my indigenous side, is I use a lot of animal spirits as my clarity moment. So like for instance, Lick and I were walking somewhere, and so literally a butterfly stopped
In
in
your
front of
path,
me
okay.
and like stopped for, it was like a second. And it was
Yes.
like, and then it flew away. And I was like, huh. So I went up and like, what's the spiritual meaning of a butterfly?
Of a
Da, da, da.
butterfly.
So it's like, I do all, and like one time I was like, I saw dragonflies 3 times in the span of a day. And I was like,
Yes.
something's here. So
Yes.
at that time, it was like dragonflies
Yes.
are about transition and
Yeah,
something else
yeah.
and all those things. So like, yeah, I pay attention
Yeah.
to a lot of the energies around me.
I feel like people are, like my ancestors are
Yeah.
sitting with me. So
Yes.
like a little cricket was on my
Yes.
windshield or.
Now,
a
Gia,
little-
girl. No,
Well,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I was driving, the wind was coming, the thing still sat there for a while. So I was like, okay, Granddad, what are we talking about? What do we need?
Exactly, yeah.
And then after it was like I acknowledged
What do you
And
want?
it went
Right, yeah.
and ladybugs, things like that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Another little Gia-ism on the side. You notice your different reactions to different insects, like a ladybug, oh, a ladybug, oh, a butterfly, roach, fly. That's all. I was just thinking, like, right, like if you were the roach or the fly, or
I'm just
whatever.
out here being like, what's
right,
wrong with me?
Right, like, dang. right.
I mean,
gotta
it
walk
is still
through
a roach though.
Right,
Like,
I know. That's
sorry,
what I'm saying.
roach.
I'm sorry. But then it's like, oh, look at the little. That was just another sidebar.
yeah.
Okay, so the repetitive numbers, basically, that spiritual energy.
Yeah.
Okay,
Keeping with the theme.
keeping with the theme. So
Spiritual.
then, thinking about you and as an artist who's, you know, we can see wonderful growth and this trajectory, right? In terms of the resources that would be the next slide, that have been most instrumental to you
yeah.
along this journey. Can you talk to us about that? Like basically what advice you would give to artists just starting out or early on in their practice?
One more click, Nina. Thank you. So actually, my father put me onto this book when I was younger. I was like in my mid-20s. So Your Wish Is Your Command.
Okay.
That is it's like an audiobook lecture series, but it's really
Okay.
understanding how to own your mind and how you use it. But then it's also these other principles that are in there, like being teachable, finding mentors, being discerning of who you're listening to when it comes to taking on information. Because, for instance, if someone's writing a book and like gathering stories about how to be successful, don't read that book, because they're not successful. They're just like fine tuning and paraphrasing from other people. Get a book from someone that actually has done the thing, and learn from them, because that's Then also a lot about it. So for instance, it's like really harnessing your like I said, your energy, but your mind, and how you using intention. And so for instance, I don't typically do goals anymore. It's more like there's a goal, but there's no like I need to do this, I need to do that. It's more so I'm gonna do this, this is going to happen, and I'm gonna move that way. But then also, like for instance, how you feel each day is like really focusing on feeling good each day. And if you don't feel good that day, focus on feeling better. But then, so like for instance, for me, I think about a friend of mine. It was so funny. A friend of mine asked me, "It's like she was like, how do you manifest all these things?" And I was like, I focus on feeling good all the time. Good things attract. It's law of attraction.
Like attracts,
like,
right?
So it's like a lot of good things happen because I feel
good.
Baby, it's me. Oh, come on, what's up? So, but yeah, that book has like been a game changer for me.
Next one.
Oh yes, a notepad and my notes. So I be thinking all day. So I gotta jot these ideas down so I don't forget them. Some of the, there's been a few things I came back to and I was like, oh bitch, I need to do that because that was tea. But yeah.
And then?
Community! Community!
Yay!
But community is very important as a resource, just to, not even just to like, bounce ideas. It's just like to be around, like you feel good when you're, I feel good in the room.
Well, I feel good in this room too.
So, hope y'all feel the energy. But yeah.
So then, what are you most excited now to explore next? Are there any upcoming projects? And that, are my little clicker.
Oh, she's hugging people.
Yeah.
Nina, do your job.
Community.
There we go. I am rather excited about this project. So it's my first time doing more research-based work and like really digging into these stories. So I'm really focused and interested in the AIDS epidemic and people living with HIV, and also people that went through that era and how they've, like how it affected them. There we go. How it affected them, but also how it continues to affect different generations. Like I was talking to some Gen Zs the other day about this project, and they're like, yeah, we don't think about that a lot. But then I was like, even connecting it to, I was like, well, how do they think about for COVID? Because there's like a mass loss of people, but because of the AIDS epidemic, it wasn't just the queer community, but it was such a larger swath of people, and how they lost them, but then, and they were like in their 20s and all these things as young people. And also for me specifically, I think about it in terms of like, as a millennial, we've lost so many ancestors. Like, I feel like we are a lost generation of queer people. Like we didn't have as many elders to show us the way. So like kind of learning for ourselves. It's like those stories, and also like the 6th degree of separation for like, I know I was talking to someone and she's like, she grew up during the AIDS epidemic. And so it's like she saw like her uncles die and stuff like that. And so it's like, well, what does that do to you? And how does that show up now? But then also the other degrees of separation, like people that weren't connected to anything queer or anything, the drug folk, or not the drug, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Thank you. And so, but how did that affect people, and how do people deal with grief and trauma, and even just the stigma of HIV and AIDS, but then also, and so kind of think about that intergenerationally, and I don't know how it's going to show up in the work, but I'm so excited to see where it's going to go.
Fantastic.
But yeah.
I love a good storytelling, narrative-based project.
Absolutely. I'm getting so into that. I love it.
I love it. I'm going to give you some rapid-fire questions.
Oh, shit. Oh, rapid fire.
Right.
Oh, I didn't prepare for this.
Right. See the energy of,
I designed the fabric.
So this is the fabric that's outside by the television that
I designed.
Rashad designed.
Yes.
So it feels like a really great backdrop for these current.
See, I didn't know this was coming.
Come on now.
All right.
I mean, you've seen the questions already.
Sure.
Maybe.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh my gosh.
What
has been your biggest struggle?
fitting it all in.
Okay.
I got so many things I want to do.
Okay. What's your favorite way to recharge and refill your personal art bucket?
Recharge is nature, a little nature walk, art bucket, go see an exhibition, go to the museum, all the things, like
Okay.
just get inspired.
Right. What audio has been on heavy rotation recently?
A few things. IMO with Michelle Obama, the second date update
Is that a podcast?
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
Oh yes, podcast, yes.
Tell people like they've never heard of the thing before.
Oh yeah,
'Cause there's always
IMO.
someone in the room that is not familiar. So,
They can Google it.
but you have to say it in a
Okay,
way
I know.
that they know what to Google. So
I
what did you just say?
IMO Michelle
IMO.
Obama.
I get
Yeah,
it.
in my
I am
opinion.
Michelle. Got it.
No, in my opinion.
Oh, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
See,
Yeah, this is why we talking about that. But yes, IMO, Michelle Obama and her brother, they do a podcast. So there's that one.
I've listened to the podcast before.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah.
it's so funny because I don't necessarily go to it by the
Oh,
name.
by
Like,
the
I
name.
wouldn't have.
You just go by Michelle Obama.
I mean,
of
I
course,
guess I
absolutely.
Find it.
Why
I
not?
don't know.
You know, it is her.
Okay. What has been a recent proud moment?
Ooh, deciding to withdraw from my MFA program and not feeling bad about it.
Okay.
So
say more about
yeah,
that.
Yeah. So I was accepted to MICA for their for their Mount Royal program, and at first I was like, I'm gonna power through a 2-year
MICA.
program, and like go at it,
Yes.
and then because I also still work full time and our life we bought a house and we renovations, my partner's starting undergrad and all these life changes, and then the political climate as well. Everything kind of came to a head, and I had a whole anxiety attack. I said, "Oh baby."
Oh.
I was like the last day of orientation. I was like,
So you went to the orientation?
"Oh yeah,
You were
yeah."
like,
I was
this
ready
is
to go.
about
I was like,
this is
"All
about to
right."
be a
yeah.
lot.
But then I was like, "Ooh," and I saw the syllabus. I was like, "Ooh."
Full-time job.
I was like, "Oh." So I'm gonna reapply for their summer low residency. So
Nice.
hopefully I'll be starting next year. But
Yeah.
and also just learn. It's just paying attention to your energy and paying
Yes.
attention to self and acknowledging you ain't gotta
Yes.
rush for another body. I'm good.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the part of not feeling bad.
Oh
not
yeah, no.
feeling any shame.
I don't give a
or
shit
anything.
because it's. I mean, we talk about the thing. We talk about the being true to yourself
Yes.
and being full and being all the things. It's like
Yes.
I don't move in any concern with what anyone else has to say about what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm going to share it because
Yes.
I feel like as a person to be a leader, it is to lead with your fullness, your vulnerability, to show other people like this
Yeah.
it's okay. Like
Yeah.
everybody's going through shit. I'm going through plenty of all the things.
Yes.
You don't just see the successes. You see also me like, yeah, girl, like life is lifing.
Yeah.
And I like to share the things all the time. But yeah.
If your art could be displayed anywhere in the world, where would you put it and why?
So, I never think about the placement, but I do think about, I always think about having a retrospective and what that looks like, and part of why I do so much is when someone comes to, so a retrospective is seeing all the work that I've done over time. And so we're saying 30 years from now.
Yes.
And it's what's all the stuff Rashad did? And it's I want to wow and amaze and fascinate and be like, baby, he did it
Yes.
all. So
And
I think
that's-
about that. So maybe not
yeah.
where it is, but just what it will be.
What it will be.
Yeah.
That's why I always have you put dates on things.
Yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
artists out there, put a date on your flyer and
Yeah.
all the things and sign your work. Sign your work and put a date on it.
Yeah.
Like when you're making your posts, don't just say this Friday, September, whatever. Then as
the
the
year.
art historian, right, the
Yeah.
archivist, I'm going back through. I was like, well, when was it? September when? All those cool posters
Yeah.
that we, go-go posters from the past, and it would say
Yeah.
Trouble Funk, this Friday, and it would have August, whatever. What year?
Well, even to
So
that, they're
put
talking
a
about
year.
archiving. Yeah, I've been super focused about archiving and
Think about your dates.
Think about your
That's
archive,
another little
yeah.
G-ism for the day. You had 3 of them right today, right?
trifecta.
The trifecta. Oh. And then finally, Rashad, what's one word that captures what you most hope that we leave with today? When people come into this space, look, all those folks here now, but even beyond today, right? What's a word or even a phrase?
There's so
I
many
know,
that come to mind.
I know, but I'm trying to just
What do you think it is?
Don't you do that. Nope.
I would
right back
say
on you.
It's not exploration. Magic. Ooh, magic. Yeah.
Yeah? I'm going to get some words from the audience.
Yeah, please. Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay. All right. You want me to be a little more impactful?
No, I
okay,
want you to speak to what you're feeling, even in the moment, because it might change. You get home tonight and you're like,
I should have said that.
Right,
You
but
know.
if that's how you're feeling, because I talked about magic,
We did,
right? We
yeah.
did some magic.
Yes, we
Oh
did.
my gosh.
Yes.
Right?
We was here
Hours.
hours.
Days.
Mm.
There were moments where you were like, I'm done, I'm not doing this.
So a little background. So the fabric behind the TV. Initially, we talked about it being like, was it straight?
Just flat against
flat against
flat
the wall.
against the wall.
And if you saw, some of y'all saw the video on Instagram, but when we tried to put it that way, it did not want to be that way. And I was like, Gia, girl, let's just put some of the pedal, the installation around it, and like let it be over. She was like, no, we gotta have it. And she was like, let's drape it, because she knew the installation would be so fluid and
Drapey.
movement. So, you know, she saved me, walked me off the cliff. I was like, all right, thank you, Curator.
Thank you. Last slide.
Oh, there's more. Oh, right. Nicole.
Nina.
There we go.
It's Jarvis's fault. Let's have that on camera. I just want to thank you for trusting me and for inviting me to do this with you. It's been really great.
It's been fantastic.
It really has been.
And I'm glad and I'm honored that you decided to do it.
Yeah.
And so one thing I will leave people with is own your power.
Yes.
I always will say that to you, because I know a lot of people, someone I met today, people tend to
not I don't.
dim themselves, dim them light just in the things that they say. And it's like, oh, well, I just do so and so. No.
Yeah.
You do so and so. I am this, I am that. And
Yes.
I think I'm trying to infuse that. I'm bringing that energy to you. I'm like,
No,
Gia's fantastic.
Thank you.
You're very humble. You don't need to be. I don't like the word humble. I don't use the word humble. You put in the time, you put in the energy, you put in the effort to learn and do all the things that you do. Own that shit. That's what I do. Own it. So, y'all too, everybody.
Y'all too. Right.
Yes.
Because people would come by in the hall, they're like, oh my God, it's over. And you would say, she's not finished. Because the work was hung up and I was.
Even when the annoyance came and struck over me, it was, Gia's very good at the details, and that's part of why I was interested in her curating. So if you don't know how artists work or curatorial stuff works, so imagine I brought the work here. The way, if I was doing this on my own, it would not look this way as it's hung, because I was like, I don't know. I was like, I would just put the pieces together and like, sure, that works. But Gia, when I came back and I dropped the work off, and then I came back after Gia installed the main portion, and I was like, oh wow, like, oh, I would have never put these together this way, or so working with the curator is fantastic. Also, just learning a lot from working with the curator. So, yeah.
So thank you. Let's open to some audience questions.
Oh yeah. Oh,
But first, before we even do that, can I give you a round of applause?
Oh yeah, bitch. Thank you. There was one over there.
So
real quick.
because we're recording, we need to have the microphone for the audience questions. Oh, excuse. No, but
45.
people need to hear. So, no, that's just for.
That's for the video.
That's for the video.
Oh baby. So also, artists, get your footage. So I hired the photographer or the videographers, like, get you some content for your archive, if anything.
Yeah.
That's what this is for, or at least for me. But of course, I'm gonna post some stuff, but it's definitely for the archive.
Question. Testing.
I have 3 things. This will take me 60 seconds, I promise. Whatever this tequila signature cocktail is, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Gia for trusting, yes. And I just want to thank you for your vulnerability.
Oh, thank you.
To share your art is not easy, or to even talk about it is not easy, so I really appreciate you doing that. But my question to you is,
Where's the question?
there was a piece up there that referred to like the gold leaf hair, that era that you were in. I just wanted to know, what era are you in right now, and what are you being inspired by?
What is the era? What's the era
Well,
now?
actually, you know, so it's interesting. Some of the work that I've been doing wasn't in this presentation, but a lot of the work now, outside of the work that's here, but this work was in between work I was working on, and so I've been focused on using a lot of my experiences to make the work. My coming out story, not necessarily trauma, but it can be traumas, some of it. But like working through those personal experiences and bringing those to the forefront to really have more cultural, civic conversations with people, really to understand other people's stories, as we talked about a little bit. Like, so that I am my inspiration. I am my era. No. But yeah, you know, that's where I'm at right now.
Next question. Thank you for that. The next question.
In terms of the current work,
Put that mic right up to your,
in terms of your current work and you saying like you are influenced by the era that you're in, does the mask reflect anything about the era that you were in? Well,
Interesting. Yeah, I was in my spiritual era at the time. No, I do, but I would say yes in terms of me thinking more about who I am as a person energetically and what I want to, how I want to exist in the world. I'll say that. So it's really thinking about how I connect with higher energies, higher power, things of that nature.
Oh, it's my mom. It's the spirits. Spirits are calling.
Yeah, I have a question for you. I just want to say that your work is beautiful and the exhibit has been curated wonderfully.
Thank you, Mama.
You're welcome, baby. So I'd like to know is how long will your exhibit be here?
So interestingly, this was supposed to start in Pride since this year. Things were delayed. We delayed them ourselves. But anyway, it will be up. It was supposed to be the end of January, but now it's the end of February. Black History Month.
Black History Month.
Come back. We're gonna do some more programming, all the things. So yeah.
Yes, and we are hoping we'll be developing programs all throughout, right? Talks, panels,
And just for a little
just
more
events.
context to that, we go about 6 months, and it's amazing. I like to say, and I tell everyone every time I have one of these moments, that time and events always been in my favor. Time and events always been in our favor. So again, originally the idea was that he would be here for World Pride, right? It's perfect. And if you ever book here at our Pride Suite, his work is on display there as well as a preview. So we do have a whole Pride Suite upstairs on the 7th floor here that is available, and his work is there. And so this year, my focus was to have, first of all, since I've been working here, I've not had, in the 2 years I've been here, not had Black men as the focal point or the artist. And so I wanted to make sure that was, that happened this year, and it just all came together divinely as a part of DC history. So Gia so graciously was the previous exhibition with Layer of Lightning with the work of Michael B. Platt.
Shout out to Carol A. Bean.
Carol A. Bean that is here. And so her poetry was included with the works of her late husband, Michael B. Platt. So thank you, honor and light to Mama Carol in this moment. And so DC history became kind of a theme for me this year. So with you being from the DMV and being, again, it being World Pride, it all just aligned perfectly. And so to take this work through Black History Month
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. Yes.
Oh.
I'm going to ask my peanut gallery in the back that thinks they can whisper, but the acoustics carry way over here.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Autumn. Amazing show.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I got like a comment before I got my real question. I just want to say shout out to you, because like when you was talking about community, like me, I was literally talking to someone earlier, and I feel like you kind of function as like a mentor to me. Like I feel like he's always that person, like with younger artists or just people new into the arts, like really trying to help them figure out what's going on and find opportunities. So super, super grateful for you, friend. My question is the flower petal. How did you come to that material, since it's like a major motif in your work?
Nice.
Yeah. So actually, the flower petals, I came to them during the pandemic time. That's when I first started getting into collaging, and so I didn't want to just be a basic collager and be like, oh, paper. So I was like looking into mixed media, and when I was just kind of walking around Michael's, I was like, what's some stuff I can use and try to do that's different that I've never seen? And at the time, I've seen people use the artificial flowers and like just take the whole bud and like plop it to a piece. I said, no, that's too obvious. So I'm like, I don't like being obvious. So like I was like, how can I take this and make it my own? And so that's where it started, and then it kind of translated into the first pieces when I started adding them to figures is like, think about it like armor and scales and all these different ways of how you can re-envision things. Like basically, especially as a designer, I'm always thinking about how to remix something into using the reference that someone else might know and using it in a different ways. So to fascinate the people, you know.
Yeah.
I've always done that.
And for those who don't know, Rashad makes his own clothes, right?
Oh yeah,
And jewelry.
girl, absolutely.
Yes. In case people don't know, because some people are meeting you for the first time.
So yes, all the things that I do, design, sound design, graphic design, videography, photography, collage, all painting, clothes,
clothing.
making,
Like,
creating the patterns on the clothes. So I do, and I'm open to. We might be getting into performance arts for the future, maybe. My partner sings and songwrites, so I might be singing a little bit more, using my throat chakra a little bit more, you know.
And the range of emotions.
And the way I deliver my and all the range
of
the things, you know. But yeah.
Other questions?
Oh yeah, so I'm
yes,
making my next
questions here. Hold it all
Bring it
the way
up.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for this beautiful exhibition. Honestly, to your point, this actually brought me to tears. Just to see, it feels very authentic to me, and I just really admire you. Just know all the things that you do. So my question is, you know, amidst working a full-time job and having a relationship, but still being able to, like, I noticed a lot of the pieces seem to be from 2024 as well as 2025, and there's many of them. So that, to me, signals a steady stream of creative energy and inspiration. So I just I was wondering how you sustain that and how you continue to make space for that in your life amidst all the other things that you have going on.
You better ask about some
Thank you,
work-life
Success.
balance. I love
You got me
it.
tearing up over here misting.
That's beautiful.
Ooh,
There's a question this way. Yeah.
Got it. So one, I'd like to say, so actually when I did a residency, they called me a creative powerhouse. Like, I have a battery pack in my back. I rhymed. Sorry. But I'm always thinking about where I want my work to be. So thus, baby, you gotta work, you gotta put it in. But then I do think, as we're talking about being a holistic creative, I do think about my work as like, I guess you'd say cyclical, but like think about how anything can inspire me to do. Like when I'm creating a piece and I'm like, girl, I need a break. I'm like, oh, let me make some clothes. Blake knows when I've taken breaks, it's like, I start doing something else. And it's like, I'll learn something new. Interior design. It's like, oh, let's do that. And so it's like, the creative energy is gonna come.
Yeah.
It's a matter of, I think, being disciplined in doing the work, and just, I think a lot of people focus on like, oh, I gotta make it work, and I'm like, I'm gonna be out here. Like, no, it takes some time, especially when you're first starting out. Like, also when you're starting out, you think you don't know what you're like really saying. You're like, oh, I have an idea of what I'm doing, and like the first work I was doing, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, this is what's coming out of me, and then the words came years later. But yeah, I think more so for me, it's just really understanding where I want to go and what I'm going to put, what will I sacrifice to get me to where I want to be, and that is whatever time. I'll say the great thing about my relationship is we're both very independent people, so it's like, he's an artist, performance artist, I'm an artist, so it's kind of like, we get it. And it's like, baby, I'm feeling this thing, so I might not talk to you for a little bit, but like, leave me alone. Go do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing over here. So it's like, we have space and we create space for each other. And then with my job, it is full telework, so I do have that extra time to really, and it's project based, so like I can do a little thing and then jump over here and they leave me alone, so, because I'm that bitch, but you know.
But wait, what I appreciate though, I want to underline a part of what you're saying is that you did not wait for I know what I want to make. You were just making, right? You didn't necessarily know what it was. So that idea though, that I think I've gotten caught up in as well, a lot of creatives, they're like, I need to have the inspiration before I start the action, but it's the action that actually.
I'll say it's a little bit of both. Like some stuff I do create is very intentional. But some stuff I do, I'm like, oh, what am I interested in right now? I'm like, okay, let's dabble down this road and kind of work it through.
Step,
work it out.
Taking some type of something. Is
love the
helpful.
process. The process.
Yeah.
It's all in the
really
process.
Good. That's a great question. Thank you. There was another one on this side.
Hello.
First off, you are just so inspiring as an artist, but also as a person.
No, thank you. Y'all about to make me cry up here, baby. Oh
I know,
God.
we have no tissue, zero tissues.
It's just such a blessing to just not only be in the same room with you, but just like to have you as part of like call you a friend. You mentioned that advice that you would give to like rising artists is to just not dim your shine. What advice would you have for artists that feel that they have to, whether like say their environment, they feel like they're in an unsafe place where they can't fully express themselves, or even in like the way that things are unfortunately going in the political climate right now, how would you, I guess, like encourage artists to still not diminish themselves, or when they don't feel like it's a safe option?
To be their full self. It's not necessarily a safe option.
That is interesting.
Wow.
That's a heavy one.
Yeah. What would you say?
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Because I'm like, I don't want to leave shit out of my head. I'm like,
I mean.
But it's like, I don't know. To me, if I was in that situation, I would be biding my time. I would be doing as much as I can in the moments away from that, like you said, if you're in a certain environment, it's kind of finding those pockets where you can exist, even if it is behind closed doors. And also, finding your community is like really, that is one of the most under thought about things. Like people don't really think about community as much as they should. Especially, I think a lot of people now, like, especially after the pandemic, it's like people think people are more lonely. And it's like, if you find the people that are interested in the things that you're doing or the things that you're interested in, it's a great way to like come out of yourself and like, oh, there are people that are experience these things like me. And it's like, I'll leave that there. That's where
No, that's great.
Yeah. Wow, what a question. Oh boy.
I want to be mindful of the time and make space for one last question if there is one.
Milan, darling.
All right.
Hi, Gia.
Hello, Milan.
Milan.
I was just curious.
Put that mic closer up.
Okay, sorry. I was just curious about the title, Through the Veil, Currents of the Unseen.
Yeah.
So this could be for either one of you, but I was curious about what is the unseen referring to?
Yes, we had a whole conversation about this.
We sure did.
So the currents of the unseen is really discussing the energy. Like energy's around us all the time, the spirits, all the things, all the time. So like the installation is really me capturing that energy of like fluidity, the motion, the nature, and it's around us. So like it's seen, but it's unseen. If you can tap into it, you know it's there. And so I be tapping all up into it. So yeah. On that note,
And on that note, I would love to just give another round of applause.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.